welcome back to this day. Joining me now from the Democratic Club is Alan Feldman and Jean Lepowski. Welcome, you guys. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
So tell me, did you do anything fun to ring in the new year?
Can't say that I did, really.
That's wonderful, though. But so tell me, have you always been a Democrat, or is that something that developed as you went through life?
Well, my parents were, as they say, dyed-in-the-wool Democrats.
Okay.
My first actual experience was working in 1960, handing out literature for John F. Kennedy's campaign in New York City. So I guess you could say yes for me.
Was that here in California?
No, I grew up in New York City. I was born and grew up in New York City, and that's so that's where I started doing it. Of course, there was a huge hiatus between that and going after you go to work and so forth. It's hard to follow up with that, really.
Yeah.
Real life takes
Right. And how about you, Jean?
Yeah, the same basically. I was my parents were Democrats their entire lives, and so I also was a Democrat. I grew up in LA.
Okay.
So I mean, I also remember,
Has LA always been predominantly Democrat? Not necessarily.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that evolved with immigration into the Los Angeles area.
Gotcha.
From other places. Yeah.
So you guys, your next meeting is coming up next week, a week from today, Tuesday, January 16th. And
right.
That's 7 p.m. in Clubhouse 2. And this is going to be a candidate forum. And you're actually having 2 candidate forums this month before the primaries in March.
No, we're down to 1.
Oh, you're only having 1 now. Okay,
yes,
sorry. I guess I was reading something else that had said that.
Yeah, I can speak about that. The candidates forum first.
That's fine.
And it is because the primary is coming right up. Primary election is coming up in March, so ballots are going to be starting to be mailed in the beginning of February. Jean can tell us all about that. So we are having it's our final pre-primary candidates forum on the 16th, 7 o'clock Clubhouse 2. Another opportunity for people to see and hear the people running for office in our local area, actually in person. And thing with you have candidates, especially as it gets close to the election, even those you never know, even those that say they'll definitely be there, you never know who's going to be there till they walk through the door. So we offer no guarantees. But people who have said that they would be there, we have 2 candidates for the 40th congressional district, 2 Democratic candidates for that. That's the district that covers almost all of Laguna Woods, and that's Allison Demopoulos and Joe Kerr. They both said that they would be there and speaking. Dom Jones, who is the candidate for the 72nd Assembly District, which is, again, the district that covers all of Laguna Woods, is going to be there, too. And Dom Jones, by the way, she's the officially endorsed candidate of the California Democratic Party. State Senator Josh Newman, who is running for re-election. Because of redistricting, he's running in our district now, the 37th district. But he's running for another term in the state Senate. He's not sure that he will be able to attend in person. We're hoping that if he doesn't, he will send us a video. He is also the California Democratic Party endorsed candidate. And Dave Min, who is our current state senator, who is running for Congress in the 47th district, which clothes just a sliver of Laguna Woods. And the same thing with him. He's not sure he can be there in person, but we were asking him if he could send us a video so people can hear them and see them. We also
that's a really great idea. Send in a video if you can't personally be there.
Right, exactly. So people can hear and see. We also have 3 or 4 candidates for judgeships who are going to be at our meeting too. Superior Court judges in California are elected. And so we're going to have a couple there tell us why we should vote for them. And just one other election I wanted to mention. It's called the Central Committee of the Democratic Party of Orange County. We're going into the weeds here. This is an inside the Democratic Party election. To vote in this election, you have to either be a Democrat. You have to have a Democratic primary ballot. So you have to either be a Democrat, or if you're not a member of the Democratic Party, you can request one. In short, the Central Committee is kind of the board of directors of the Democratic Party of Orange County. It sets the direction for the party. There are 9 assembly districts in California and then Orange County, and each one elects 6 members to the Central Committee. And we're going to have 3 or 4 people who are going to tell us why they want us to vote for them. But I just want to mention Jonathan Adler, who is a longtime resident of Laguna Woods, longtime member of the Laguna Woods Democratic Club. He's on the board of directors of the club, and he is also a legislative action chairperson. He is running for re-election to the Central Committee. I think this will be his third term if he's elected. And since he's been on the committee, he's been the parliamentarian. He's right now the co-chair of their legislative committee. And we don't usually talk about one candidate over another, but we hope people will remember our longtime friend, resident, and Democratic Club member Jonathan when it comes time to vote.
Oh, wonderful. And so, Jean, tell me about the importance of the primary coming up on March 5th.
Yeah, well, it's there's always a problem with turnout for primaries because people have the idea that they're going to be able to vote in November on whatever the issues are on the primary ballot, but that's not necessarily the case. And in fact, calling it a primary is kind of a misnomer because there are some primary races, but there are also other issues on the ballot. And so it's really important to understand that. And then more recently, we talk about our elections as happening in a particular month, but the election, for example, our presidential primary voting starts on February 5th. That's when ballots will start arriving at people's doors. So it's, even though we say the March primary, it's actually the February and March primary because voting starts long before March ever gets here. So there are three important elections on the primary. I mean, they're all important, but there are three that I want to draw your attention to. One is the election for our California representative to the United States Senate, and we have three candidates there who are running for that office: Katie Porter, Adam Schiff, and Barbara Lee, and they are competing for the Democratic vote for that election. And fortunately, there will be a debate among all of the likely or the possible winners for that race, including not only the three Democratic candidates, but also Steve Garvey. And that will be broadcast on television on the, here's the date, January 22nd. It's on your display in back, on Fox News Channel at 6 p.m. And that will be you will be able to see, I think it's channel 14 and 414 here on our cable channel. So people will be able to get familiar with the three candidates and compare them with Steve Garvey. Another issue that's I want to highlight is Proposition 1, which will be only on the March ballot. It's not going to be on the November ballot. And it has to do with behavioral health service, and there's a bond measure associated with that. And on your display in the back there's some links where you can find out more information. And then finally, there's also an election for 3 of the 5 trustee areas for the Orange County Board of Education. Now, we in Laguna Woods can't vote on that particular election, but we can support those candidates in other ways. And so for that reason, we have those 3 links to the 3 candidates. We're in Area 5, and so it's only Area 1, 3, and 4 that are up for election. But you can find information about those. And that's important because we need, in Orange County, we need a Board of Education that enthusiastically supports public education and that supports access to information. So, you know, there's a lot of national attention on schools and book bans and persecution of trans people. And so those are things that we are a little concerned about. And we want to have representatives on our county Board of Education who will support educational freedom for everybody.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, is there any last thoughts? We're out of time. Is there any last thoughts that you guys wanted to say about the upcoming forum? Or
Well, I want to talk, if you don't mind, about some of our Get Out the Vote efforts. We will be distributing door hangers with our slate of candidates in the 10 days before ballots drop. And we'll also be writing postcards to those who don't live in Laguna Woods and to some people who are running for the Board of Education.
Okay, well, great. Well, thank you for being here and sharing this, and good luck with the forum next week.